Welcome to the training to promote the problem detection routine and tools. Let's see together the three main objectives of this training. The first objective is to master the problem detection practices like a Gemba Walk and Gemba Stand, also known as Ono Circle. The second objective is to design and implement the problem detection routine in your perimeter to reach your targets according to your projects and priorities. And the third objective is coach to set up the routine dedicated to detect problems. The training is fully linked with the problem life in Decathlon, which is supported by the competency CIPC. So the problem life in Decathlon is divided in three main steps or phases, which are all supported by different learning offers. So first, in the problem life, we have to implement some management system to detect problem. For example, you can implement a routine of KPI debrief. It is supported by a CIPT training. You can also implement ID box system and the routine associated. You can implement some visual management and the routine also. The visual management is supported by the competency CIPV. You can also implement some assessment and the routine. And also, finally, you can implement some Gemba Walk routine, which is the topic of this training, CIPD. All this will fulfill the improvement opportunities tank. Then, during a stand-up meeting routine, supported by the competency CICR, the teams will sort, share, sometimes quick solve the problems, and if not possible to solve during the stand-up meeting, they will address the problems for further solving methods. For example, the Decathlon problem solving with a deep methodology supported by the training DPS. And if they are not able to solve problem like this, they can use the cascading by sending the problem to other upper hierarchical level or for some expert level. The agenda of this training, in fact, this training is divided in two parts. The first part, through this video, is a theoretical part of the Gemba Walk with different parts. The meaning of a Gemba Walk, what is a Gemba Walk, why a Gemba Walk, objective, and the three phases to be a successful Gemba Walk. The second part is practical part. So if you want to practice the theory we will see during the video, you can contact one of the trainers in order to organize a half-day workshop on the field to do some Gemba Walk and practice, or to do what we can name Gemba Stand or Ono Circle routine. First, before to go further, let's clarify what Gemba means. Gemba is a Japanese word who means a real place where the actions are taken, where the job is done, where the value is created, where the problems are detected, where the problems are solved, and also where the best practices are detected. This term is used to refer to the place where the action is taken, like we have seen. Alors, where are your Gemba? This is a question you can ask for yourself. At an organization that produces some product, the Gemba could be the assembly line, or the shipping department, the warehouse, the sales office. But also, for Decathlon stores, it can be some stores where the customer interacts with the product. Or also, always in Decathlon, it can be in our offices of our services, like the sports, like also the product advantage team. Gemba is any place where the action occurs. And after the walk, it's let's go on the field, go to see. Gemba Walk is a part, an ingredient of the management system setting up to drive the continuous improvement toward operational excellence. So let's discover what is the definition of the Gemba Walk. The definition of Gemba Walk is it is a management routine to understand real situation, detect good practices, problems, and wastages on the field by coaching attitude. So let's highlight some important words. First is management routine. Means it's a repetitive management tool or practice. After, what is important is here. Understand the real situation, detect good practices, problems, and wastages. This is the objective of this routine. On the field, the playground is in the Gemba, where action takes place. So it can be also some computers, some, for example, Pro.com, Pace, can go on some files where the action takes place. And finally, the last but not the least, coaching attitude. The Gemba Walk is a management tool. It allows us to also develop people. So why we do Gemba? A major part of leader job should be Gemba Walk. The whys, the benefits, can be seen like an iceberg. Some are visible, the smaller part, and the major part are not. Things always change fast. Reports cannot reveal the whole picture. Leaders believe they know what is happening on the field, but actually not. So let's see together the benefits of a Gemba Walk. So benefits is to detect the problems on wastage for potential improvement. We have to separate the processes and people performance. And most of the time, more than 85% of the problems are process issues. Why Gemba Walk? It's also to detect good practices and accelerate the spreading, to push people to copy and improve. Another why is to understand what is really happening on the field without any filter in order to make the decision. It's also to connect frontline actions with strategy, projects, and drive the priorities. It shows also the management commitment. It breaks barriers between workplaces. It provides chance to hear from employees, empower people, build relation and trust. And it develops the continuous improvement culture, leading the change to be excellent by going on the field and showing, developing some key learnings like problem thinking, data thinking, pushing and developing visual management, pushing the PDCA spirit, involving everyone. And finally, it is also to develop people, develop the workers on the field thanks to good questions and behaviors. learning opportunity for the walker, and also empower the team by a coaching attitude. Here are all the why, the benefits of doing Gemba Walk. Let's have a look on this video from Peter Heinz, professor of Lean Leadership, who is explaining what is Gemba Walk.
Let me give you a simple example. So, as a senior manager, often what we do is we spend the majority of our time sitting in our own meeting room. Perhaps we invite our colleagues to come and have meetings with us. We sit at a desk, we have conversations, etc. In other words, it's done very remote from where the work is actually happening. So what we encourage is that the senior managers go out to the Gemba, go and talk to people where the work is happening, explain to them in a way that's meaningful what they need to do, why they need to do it, and check their understanding. And then perhaps once a day, they spend half an hour or an hour, depends on the size of the organisation, going around talking to people on a Gemba Walk in their actual work environment, asking, what are you trying to achieve in your workspace? How's it going? What's the biggest obstacle that you're trying to overcome? What are you going to do next? And when can I come and talk to you again? And when can I come and talk to you again is not next month or 6 months' time, it's tomorrow or the next day. So in other words, the senior people are there developing, encouraging, coaching, and really getting people to really be highly engaged and actually achieve what they're trying to do and create this continuous improvement culture.
Let's finish by reading together these sentences from Bill Wilder, who is defining and explaining why it's important to do Gemba Walk. Gemba Walk is the beating heart of your organization. As a manager, owner, or CEO, it's where you should be. Gemba Walk is the best way to see, first-hand and unmediated, what works and does not. It's the best way to get the information you need to make the best possible decision. Now let's have a look on 4 practices that you perhaps ever heard about, and it is important to not confuse them. They are Gemba Walk, MBWA, also known like management by walking around, management control, and factory tour. These 4 practices, which seems similar on its surface, but doesn't hold the same purpose and doesn't yield the same results. In the following table, you will clearly and in detail see the main differences of it. Identify the purpose. Without a purpose, MBWE is really management by wandering aimlessly. Also, MBWA usually occur at random and without specific plans. When a manager is out looking around, it's often to check up on workers and on production. This leads to the feeling the management is out to catch people. Preparation or not? If Gemba Walk and factory tour need preparation, MBWA and management control does not. Management control require to follow a checklist to allow you every day to keep your process under control and react before problems occur. Gemba Walk is about engaging and develop people with an identified purpose and plan and path. Why are you going to observe? What are you trying to learn by going on the Gemba? If you cannot answer to these questions, then don't start. It's not a Gemba Walk. Gemba Walk is a management practice tool for leaders to lead the change they want to lead in their organization. Before discovering the main phases of a Gemba Walk, let's see together from where to choose the topic of Gemba Walk. The first source can be is a project, your project priority. For example, price decrease, efficiency improvement, to standardize operation. The second sources of the topics of Gemba Walk can be from the biggest problem met by the organization, from operational meetings, from the cascading system you implemented. A good practice is every 6 months you can update your topics of Gemba Walk from these two sources. How my project is going on and which priority for my Gemba Walk I will choose to follow, or what are the biggest problems the organization is facing for the 6 past months, and this biggest problem you will put in the priority of your Gemba Walk. So now let's discover the 3 phases for a successful Gemba Walk. The 3 phases are: first prepare, then go to work, and finally debrief and action. To prepare. Before going to the workplace, it's a must to plan for Gemba Walk. The Gemba Walk needs to have a clear purpose and topic in mind. It should be connected to the company project, to the team project, or priorities during the period. The perimeter and path. It can be done by walking the entire process at one time, but more often focusing on a particular part of the process. Means visiting just one department or visiting several departments with the intention of looking a particular issue. For example, only focusing on the update of the visual board. Prepare your path, who you want to see, who you want to interview. Is it the right person? Be sure they will be available. Prepare the question, the things you want to observe, the things you want to check. The frequency of the Gemba Walk depends on the purpose, real situation, and who is leading the work. The more frequency is, the quicker you will master the skill. The easier you will build up the habit and the culture. The duration depends on the purpose of the work and the processes which will be observed. Sometimes a walk actually involves more standing than walking. Normally, Gemba Walks takes 20 minutes to several hours. Here you can see some layout with the preparation of the path of the Gemba Walk, here also in this template, and which topic the Gemba Walker wants to observe, which person they want to interview, and which key points they want to check. The second phase is the work. In the work there is two main things to take care. First, the skills. During a Gemba Walk, the worker must think about the purpose, the process, and people. Means keep the purpose of the work in mind, but also observe how the process and people involved help achieve the target or to answer the need of customer. Things to do while on the Gemba Walk. Introduce yourself and why you are here and questioning. Take your time, observe what's going on, respect your past preparation. Engage with workers, start with open questions. Why? What? Tell me about. Go straight to the point. Coach worker on critical thinking skills like, for example, data thinking, problem solving. Identify added value, non-added value, and wastage. Conclude by close question or rewarding. If I well understand. Take notes, photo or video, to help you remember what you saw and to do a precise report. The second important point during the work is also the behaviors. Respect the safety, respect products, respect people, listen to their input and not tell them what to do. Teammates often knows the ins and outs of the process. Their opinions are valuable. Open mind is a key to Gemba Walk. Observe without making judgment or jumping to conclusion right away. Stick to fact. Use why, never why not. Show real interest. Listen more than talking. And coach, develop people. Sometimes the main part spent on the field, on the Gemba, will be to stand and observe. We also name it Ono Circle. You can see some video on the auto learning. Or also we name it Gemba Stand. It is a full part of the Gemba Walk. The last phase is the debrief and action. After the Gemba Walk, you will debrief and share. First, share good practices you saw during the Gemba Walk in order to encourage people, and also spread the good practice in order to encourage the copy and improve mindset. You will also debrief what you saw like problems to the appropriate people during the appropriate routine link to the problem life in Decathlon. So perhaps during the stand-up meeting that you have in your problem life, in your routine structure. What next? So we arrive at the end of this training of the first part, the video part, the theoretical part. So what next? First, to be inspired by the good practice and template. So you can go on the website of the CI, of the operational Decathlon. You go here in CI competency matrix, mapping. You have here all our competency, and you can go here in to promote the problem detection routine and tools, and you go here in the folder, and you will arrive in the skill, and after you can go here in the trainer material. In the trainer material you will arrive on the drive part of this competency, and in the point 5 you have here all the good practice, all the templates to be inspired. Second, learn theory as a limit. To learn more now, you have to practice. 2 ways. You can practice by yourself with the good practices, with the templates, or you can ask for your OPMCI or contact the skill leader. You can contact the skill leader from the website. Here, from this page, you have the contact of the skill leader. You can send here an email. In order to plan a half day to build and practice your Gemba Walk or your Gemba Stand, we will see together, name also Ono Circle. And third, please send us your feedback, how to improve this training. To send the feedback is very easy. You go on the website and also you can contact the skill leader. And also, do not hesitate to start to fulfill the self-evaluation form in the website here, self-evaluation form, in order to evaluate your skill level. This first part of theory is now finished. So go to Gemba and do not forget U plus Gemba equal improvement. Thank you so much.